Hey sluts, I'm Aubrey, an Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Moon, Taurus rising.
And I'm Danny, a Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon, Libra rising.
And
we're your Astro Sluts.
Welcome to our first Quickie.
Yay.
We thought we'd start out a new little series to give you some more content.
Yeah. You are all the most important part of our little podcast. And we always really love and appreciate your submissions and love reading through them every week. So we wanted to find a way to get more of them in. So that's what we're doing. So all the content over the next couple weeks will be directly from y'all.
Thanks for your submissions.
Thank you.
I'm going to read our first submission.
Amazing.
Hey sluts, first off, I absolutely love the pod and it's quickly become one of my faves. Okay, so I'm wondering, I know the Pluto and Sag generation is primarily Gen Z, but the generation starts in 95 and goes to 2008. I'm a 96 baby, technically making me a millennial, and I've always related to both, but I found I lean more towards Gen Z than I do older millennials. Is this because I'm a part of the Pluto and Sag generation? Is this type of thing comparable to astrology birthdays on the cusp and having traits from two sun signs? I've heard the term Zillenial thrown around a lot, especially on TikTok, and I feel like most people born in 95, 96 feel this way. I really think this could have to do with having the same Sag placement. Anyways, I would absolutely love to hear your take on it, as I literally cannot stop thinking about it, and I think your perspectives would really help. Who knows? Maybe other generations on the cusp feel this way because of Pluto. Okay. Love you, sluts. Thank you for being so genuine and wholesome every week. You're welcome.
You're welcome. But I mean, simply, I think you're totally right.
Yes.
To start there. We're on the same page, I think.
Yes. I think we could both, also relate to Zillenial,
exactly.
even though we're 97, 98 babies.
Yeah.
I don't know, at least, just, not even getting to astrology yet.
Yeah.
Just, socially, we've both always, hung out with people older than us.
Right.
And, wanted to be, people old,
Yeah.
We've been looking up to millennials our whole lives. So
Yeah.
it's, understandable that, we're gonna still be kind of like them.
Right. I shouldn't even, I didn't research this. But, I don't know if there is, an actual, point. I think they just make up those numbers.
Yeah.
So going by astrology gives you that is this Pluto placement is a way better way to round out a generation than just picking an arbitrary 97. Why?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think generations really are just mindsets.
Yeah, exactly.
Based on the circumstances you were
right.
Born under.
Right.
And just what's happening in the world and what people
the
around
biggest,
your age think
historical
about it.
events. Kind of
totally.
I feel like how they group a lot of them.
Yeah, maybe that's it actually. We should have done more research on how the government picks generations. But yeah, it probably does have to do with something like that.
I think it's cuz when I was looking Gen Z is also the we generation, and I think cuz there's a global or mindset or something. I think due to cuz when we were baby babies, it was 9/11 and then the war, and then there's I don't really know. There's something about boundaries and then globalization or something where the we generation.
Right. I'm like the Nintendo. Is what I thought you were talking about at first. I'm
yes,
I'm we're the
Just
Glee
Dance.
generation.
W-E, we.
I'm dead. But yeah, I think I'm similarly to the Glee, literally
Right.
the TV show vibe. It's how old you were during world altering events.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
pick an exact date
Right.
based on that. But astrology,
There's
you can have
exact
exact dates.
Right. So we talk a lot about, I feel the inner planets versus the outer planets. So the big six is typically referred to your personal planets. So just for a quick reminder, and then we'll get into the further away ones, which is what more you're talking about here. So it's your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. And like obviously we talk about and your rising sun moon. I was like that wasn't
I just used my fingers underneath the laptop and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, because
Plus
rising's
your
not
rising
a
sign
planet.
makes it
A
6.
planet.
Yes.
It's a placement. But that's your big 6. So like I feel like there's like that's like on TikTok. Like give me your big
Leave your big
6.
6, yeah.
So those are like the ones closer to the earth, closer to you, change faster. You feel a lot more like day-to-day life. Whereas like the outer planets are like tend to lean more generational. When I was researching this, someone referred to Jupiter and Saturn as social planets, which I've never saw before, and I really liked that. Like, it's not necessarily like day-to-day personal, but it's not like 16-year changing placements generational. Like, it's like a little bit like almost like to yourself, but also to the outside world, which I thought was a cool way to look at those.
Yeah, it's like that transitional period.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, we have Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So those are ones that, like, take further time. You might not feel them as closely to yourself, but they're going to be more of, like, the collective kind of, like, mindset.
So you were born in 96. So Uranus, it changes about every 7 years, I'm pretty sure. And your Uranus, depending on, like, what month of 96, could be either in Capricorn or Aquarius. It changed during 96. So Gen Z has Uranus in Aquarius. That's 1996 to 2003. So if you're born within that, well, and then I guess technically Gen Z is 97 to 2012 if you Google it. So yeah, the rest of like at least like directly younger than you, Gen Z has Uranus in Aquarius. So if you have Uranus in Aquarius, then yeah, that does
Another
also
aligning.
group you into Gen Z. But if you have it in Capricorn, that's, could be why you feel a little bit more millennial. And then Neptune changes signs every like 14 years. So even a little bit more bigger, like generationally than Uranus. Yours is in Capricorn since you were born in 96. It moved out in 99. So like we both have Neptune in Capricorn as well. So that's why we feel you on the Zillenial. That like, ties you in with millennials. Neptune moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius in 1998. So, and then moved out of Aquarius in 2012. So, the people born then have it in Aquarius. So, yes, you do have some placements that would make you Gen Z and some that would make you a millennial. I do think this, leads us into talking about cusps. Your question about cusps. This is like a hot topic that we haven't covered yet on the podcast. Yeah. So maybe we'll end up doing like a full episode on cusps one day as well. I don't feel like, I don't know. I just like, it doesn't like light a fire under me, but sometimes controversial.
Yeah.
I don't like really like believe in cusps.
I know. I don't either. It's one of those things that like, if you're at a party and someone's like, I'm a Cancer Leo cusp, like, I'm not going to correct you.
No, I think
but
it's
like I think
silly
you're kind of wrong.
It like is wrong, but
yeah, I guess it doesn't make me like it's fine. Like it doesn't upset me that much that I like if someone is telling me in conversation I have to fix it.
I understand A, when their birthday is. B, I understand that what you're saying to me is you identify with traits from both signs.
Yeah,
which
means,
is
fine. Yeah.
Which means why people like feel like they're a cusp is because, like we said, the inner planets move so quickly. Like Mercury can never be more than like one or two signs away from the sun. So if you're on the cusp, there's a really good chance that you have inner planets in the sign like before or after yours, whichever side of the cusp you're on. So you are going to have traits of that sign, but it's not like...
But your sun isn't split.
No, your sun is either in one or it's in the other. But like thinking about this, like I would say that your question is kind of comparable to cusps.
Yeah.
So, which is funny.
Absolutely. Because that is like, I don't know why it's like, I keep thinking of it as like a menu.
Yeah, totally.
Like you have like we both have that too. Like we have the like Capricorn placement, we have the Gen Z placement, and that is exactly why like I'm technically like the oldest Gen Z when I think I'm very much in the middle, full Gen Z.
Right.
Like I would never be like, no, I'm a millennial. But do I relate to millennials? Are a lot of my friends millennials? Did I grow up with like the same kind of girl boss power hustle millennial mindset? Yeah, that's the media we consumed. So like that is like cuspy.
Totally.
In a total that sense.
Yes. Yeah. Similarly, like my birthday is January 22nd. So I'm in like those first days of Aquarius.
Yeah.
And like, you know, so someone might be like, oh, like,
yeah, you're
Capricorn,
a Capricorn Aquarius cusp.
But I have like whatever, 4 planets or whatever in Capricorn. Like my Mercury and Venus are in Capricorn because they didn't have time to, you know, join the sun yet because it just turned to Aquarius. So I totally identify. Like there was a time when I was like, yeah, I'm a cusp, and then you know, had thoughts.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know. It is like it's totally fine to identify as both placements.
Right.
But where it gets for me like technical, and I'm rarely ever technical, but like your sun, it's like it's a singular point in time, and that's how I think I've described it to people when they're like, I'm a cusp, like is that like real or something? It's like, well, there's a single point in time, like it's a mathematic, scientific, like whatever, like a point in space in time, so you can't be between things.
Right. It's like pretty like
it's pretty on the
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's actually something that's like, no, there's like a dot.
It's math.
Yeah.
Another thing that you could look at in regards to, you know, feeling different than other people of your sun sign are something called decants. We think that's how you pronounce it. We just looked it up.
We've been practicing.
But there are 3 decants of every sign. We could do a full episode on this in the future. But just something else we thought we'd mention. There's 3 different types of every Capricorn or whatever.
Exactly. So definitely something you could like look into on your own time.
You're right.
And if you'd like to channel more of your Gen Z, Pluto, and Sagittarius energy, you should listen to our Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
It is part of Spotify's astrology community, Astrology Club. My nails are getting long because they are clicking and and we picked out some of our favorite episodes. So we have one where we talk about Pluto and Sagittarius, and then we have like an episode on Pluto itself. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the planet, that's in there.
And what that like represents just in general and what you might have in common with Gen Z.
And then there's also an episode from Chani, who's one of our favorite astrologers, on there. And then some just silly little fun Gen Z inspired episodes. So if you want to give it a listen, get into more of your Gen Z energy, it's Gen Z : Pluto and Sagittarius, or the Pluto and Sagittarius generation on Spotify.
And give it a little like.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for a little quickie today. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.